Hey everyone. Good evening. What a beautiful evening. I don't know where you are in Virginia, but it's gorgeous here tonight. Spring is coming.
Is
Isn't
the
that
peepers are out.
they are. They are. The buds are coming on the trees and on the flowers. It's amazing. Welcome, welcome. I just want to introduce myself. I'm Sheri Payne. I'm the Director of Leadership Support for Home Educators Association of Virginia. And right here at my side is Ann Miller, our President and Executive Director. We're so
Hey,
glad to have you, Ann.
thank you. I'm excited to be here
Mhm.
talking about one of my favorite subjects.
Yes, leaders and leader life, right? And the title of this is the Leader Life Kickoff. So some of you may not know what leader life is. And some of you might be going, well, I'm not a leader. Well, you may not be a leader, but you might be a future leader. And you might be in a group that has a leader. So if you have a leader, why don't you tag them in the comments below?
Yeah.
So if you're in a Facebook group, a co-op, a play group, a sports group, a park,
1,000 hours outside group.
yeah, yeah, 1,000 hours outside group, a Charlotte Mason group. Tag your leader in the comments. Let's connect with them. And we don't want you to leave though, because we want you to understand how important leader life is to your leaders so that you can encourage them to join us.
Yes.
So we're going to be talking all about leadership today.
Yes. And maybe you are a leader, but you don't think of yourself as a leader. I
Mm.
mean, honestly, I've been with HEAV 35 years and I was a support group leader and was part of 2 co-ops. And I never thought of myself as a leader. Probably it's been in the last, I would say, 7 or 8 years. So if you have a group of people around you and you're like doing things, you may be a leader and not realize you're a leader. And leader life is for you as well. Or if you're someone who's thinking like, oh, I really want to do some park days, or I really want to start a group or a co-op, and maybe you haven't stepped into that leadership role yet, leader life is especially for you too. And Sheri, I don't know your order here. Are you going to talk about that?
Yeah, we can. Let's talk about the starting a co-op, right? Um, their co-ops are pretty prevalent in urban areas, but in rural areas, they're not necessarily as many. And or maybe in your community, there's lots of groups, but it's not the kind of group that you would want for your
Right,
children.
right.
And so you're wondering, what would it take to start a group? Well, we've got you covered. We have our pre-conference on Friday of Leader Life, which is all about how to start and run a homeschool group.
Right.
And it's a great opportunity to come and find out what you need to do to get one going. And we're happy to lead you through that. And the pre-conference can be registered for as a completely separate event, and not the whole conference. But we think you should stay for the whole conference because the whole conference is amazing. But we do have that if your time is short. On
Yeah.
Friday morning, we're having the pre-conference on how to start and run homeschool groups.
Yeah.
So we're very excited about that.
Yeah. And if, even though it says not a leader, tag your leader, tag your co-leaders. If you're a leader and you have co-leaders, tag them too. Tag the people in your group so they'll know why they should send you to Leader Life. I was thinking about, something you just said, and it just went out of my mind. Keep going, Sheri. It'll come back to me.
No worries. And if you're a leader or not a leader and you're thinking, what the heck is Leader Life? Well, Leader Life is our annual 2-day conference for specifically for leaders. And the reason HEAV started this conference many years ago was, our mission is to support homeschoolers, all homeschoolers in Virginia. That's our heart. And the really amazing thing is that leaders have a heart for the homeschoolers in their community as well. And so if we can support leaders, we're supporting you as homeschoolers. And so we and leadership is a lonely, lonely job. And it can be difficult at times. And we want to not only support leaders, but one thing we do very well at Leader Life is we make you feel treasured and special, because you are. You
are.
really are. Mm-hmm.
And we know how tough leadership is. Believe me, full body scars. Just ask and I'll be happy to show them. Sheri's got her own set. Maybe not as many as I have, though. She's a better leader in so many ways.
Oh, oh, I have scars.
We have scars.
As many failures as I've had successes, I think.
Yes. Scars don't mean no successes. Hey, Natalie Mack. Hey, talk about leaders. There's a wonderful homeschool leader right there.
Yes, and Natalie's great.
And this Leader Life is also, if you're thinking about starting a micro school or a pod or some kind of hybrid, Leader Life is for you too, because you have all the leadership challenges. And we're going to be talking about building teams and how to do that, getting volunteers, and leadership anxiety. And we should bring in our special guest.
Yes.
Should we?
Yes.
Just talk about leaders. We are partnering with our neighbor to the north, Lanissa James, who has taken up the mantle of Machi in Maryland. And they are joining us this year at Leader Life and at Museum of the Bible. And we are so excited to have you with us, Lanissa.
I'm very excited too. I'm a big fan of Leader Life, and we are so excited to be invited to this wonderful event. And all the Maryland leaders, umbrellas, we're all excited to join you. This is going to be a great event. This is going to be a lot of fun.
We're so excited. And Lanissa, a lot of leaders from Maryland have come to Leader Life over the years. And so this time we're kind of like bringing it up to you. And Lynn, you want to tell a little bit about what you're doing in Maryland?
Yes, we're so excited. We have a Capital Day right before Leader Life. Would you believe we're so excited that right after Capital Day on Thursday, Friday, Maryland leaders, people who want to be leaders. I love what you said, Sheri. You're a leader and you don't know you're a leader, or maybe you're a co-leader. We're inviting you all to join us. And it's so close for Maryland leaders, right? We're right at the Museum of the Bible. Many of us are very familiar with coming to the Washington, D.C. area. So we're excited that you come up closer north to us and we can join you. So, and you guys know that I've always come to Leader Life. I think right about March, I think leaders are melting down. Am I right? You're like, I'm done. And I remember how many years I came over and over again and got recharged at Leader Life. And, here we are. I'm running a group for my church for the past 13 years. And it's because of all of your great work at Leader Life. We're just very, very excited that you're so close to the Maryland soil and we can all get together.
We are too. This is like an incredible year to be at the Museum of the Bible. We just cannot believe that we're able to have Leader Life there. But there's something about being with other leaders where we don't have to explain ourselves. Do you get that? Like when I'm at Leader Life, I feel like this is a group of people who get it. And do you all experience that when you're?
Yes, you can breathe and relax and really share similar experiences and be encouraged and learn from each other. I think it's such a wonderful environment to be in as a leader. And I think that it's an important part. I mean, like, not only should you be coming, you should earmark your calendar year after year after year to recharge yourself at an event like this. And you guys do such a great job at Leader Life. I'm just excited.
Well,
and
we have a great team.
In this whole metro thing that we're going to do, you guys are going to get a wonderful DMV experience, right? DC, Maryland, Virginia experience. And
yes. And you know what? That's the fun thing that we want to touch on tonight too is it's a little intimidating if you're not a big city person. It's like, it's going to be right in the middle of DC at the Museum of the Bible. How do we do that? Well, we have got you covered. We're going to have people who are going to help you navigate through the metro. And we've got a lot of information on our website for the conference on how all the different ways you can get there. Driving in DC can be a little scary. So we've got information on there about the VRE train and the Amtrak train, and there's a train from Maryland as well, and how to use that to get in, and you won't have to drive. Wouldn't that be wonderful? And we've chosen a hotel that is right on top of the metro station, so you don't even have to go outside. You just go downstairs and go right to the metro station.
Yeah, they have a walkway underground all the way to the train, so you don't even have to go outside. Yeah. And tomorrow, actually, Sheri and I and our new outreach director, who you'll get to meet at LeaderLife this year, and Stephanie Kanicki, we are actually taking the train and the metro tomorrow to the Museum of the Bible. So watch Facebook, because we're going to send clips and how-tos, and I don't know what we're going to do, but we're going to have fun. And just encourage you, if we could do it, you could do it.
It's an adventure. I wouldn't believe it was an adventure. It's fun.
Leader field trip.
And then, you know what, if you were always intimidated about DC, maybe this is your opportunity to find out how do you do it, so that later on you could take your kids on all the wonderful field trip opportunities there are in DC. I mean, think about it. If you feel more confident,
and not just the kids, your whole group. Come on.
Exactly. Yes.
I remember this is in, I'm trying to think, Ruth was 5. So this was in the 80s. I was a brand new leader, and we actually rented 2 buses that we lived on down at the bottom of a hill on a cul-de-sac. And those big buses came in, and we filled 2 buses with homeschool families and took them to Washington, D.C. That was great. So if I could do it in the 80s with no internet, no email, phone chain,
right.
And it was the best. It was the best time. Oh my word. I hadn't thought about that till just now. I haven't thought about that in years.
Isn't that amazing? I've done that too. I've taken my kids to DC and done the metro with them. But I grew up in a big city. I've lived and worked in San Francisco. I've lived in LA. So, it's not intimidating to me, but I know if you've never lived in a place like that, it can be very intimidating when we understand. So we've got people like us who have experience with this, who can help you navigate this. And we want to know you're not going to be alone in this.
Yes. And if you're going to travel through Washington, Maryland, and Virginia, traveling with a bunch of leader friends is going to be so much fun, right? You'll never go in the wrong way when you're traveling with a bunch of leaders, right? Someone will have all the way. Start walking behind the person who looks like they know where they're going, and just keep walking. It'll be great. It's going to be fun. Lots of fun. I love how you guys have set this up where you get a whole experience. So it's not just LeaderLife. You're going to have a Washington, D.C. experience. You're going to have a museum experience. You're going to have a
Friday night at the museum.
Yes, night out at the museum. You're going to have a metro experience. So now you're going to feel like you're traveling somewhere. And of course, the hotel is amazing too. So many just nice parts to just feel like you've gotten away and you've refreshed yourself. It's just exciting how you guys set it up. You guys want to talk about what's going on Friday night?
Yeah. Friday night at the museum. They're setting up something. They haven't given us a lot of details yet. I think there's going to be some surprises in there. They're giving us a tour. It's going to be fun.
Special tour, and right before we're going to end, and then we're going to go on the tour, and then we'll have dinner and dessert, a dessert reception up on the top floor, where the windows up there. If you haven't been to the Museum of the Bible, the windows overlook DC. It is spectacular. When you go onto the website heav.org, and what is it under events, LeaderLife? There's a picture of the Museum of the Bible. Actually, I think it might be on the homepage. And all those windows up there, that's where the conference is. There's a big room up there where we'll be meeting, and it's going to be magnificent and fun. And even the museum people, when we met with them earlier this week, they're kind of excited about, like, they have all these things planned and giveaways and giveaways. Well, anyone who's ever been to LeaderLife knows we have the most generous sponsors, and oh my word, we have giveaways like won't believe. And one of the giveaways that we're going to be giving away 10 of my newest favorite book, Managing Leadership Anxiety, which is going to be one of our topics. And this is the best book. I mean, this is my new favorite book. Like, it answers all my problems that I knew I had them, but I didn't know why. Now I know why. And we're going to be giving away 10 of these. I wish we had enough to give everyone. I'm still working on that. But we're going to have at least 10. And then our sponsors have amazing gifts as well. You go home. If you've been to anybody been to LeaderLife here? I see Candace. Hey, Candace. And Natalie, Sarah Touche, Erin's here. Sean Avery's here. Hey, if you've been to LeaderLife, can you tell like how many gifts you've walked away with? Like, you can hardly carry all the things that the sponsors give to the leaders. It's a time to really come and be ministered to by people who understand the challenges of leadership. And leadership can be very lonely, which is why we want to talk to you about building teams, because when you have teams, it's not so lonely. And I can attest to that. As I, as a leader, and in HEAV, as we have learned to build teams, it has transformed our organization. And we're going to talk about building teams and onboarding and how to set expectations when bringing on new team members, so it's not a shock, and that everybody that you bring on doesn't think they can do whatever they want to. Like, you're going to have a process, you're going to have a plan, and an onboarding to help people understand who your group is and how you operate. And I will tell you, since HEAV started doing that, and we have lots of teams, we just with convention, we have 38 teams of people just for convention. And that doesn't count publications or government affairs and when we learned how to build teams, it really, and where everybody understands how we operate, how decisions are made, all those things. Has anybody ever had those kinds of problems? I could put up both hands. Like, I was the major cause of dysfunction in our organization because I didn't understand these things. Mm-hmm. And so we're going to be talking about all these things. And if I hit any of your pain points, put a little heart down there. I'll pray for you, and come to LeaderLife, because you're going to get answers and solutions. We're very practical. This is not just rah, oh yeah, do a good job. We want to give you nuts and bolts to help you in your leadership, because we know how tough it is, don't we? Lister knows, Sheri knows.
Goodness. And how about the forever friends? I mean, I will tell you, after coming to LeaderLife, there are people that they're just family now, right? We see them in all the circles. We have connections. We have their number. There are people who you can lean on. And I cannot tell you how many times I've come to LeaderLife and walked away with resources to empower the next, homeschool year. So you're going to find friends. And I love what you said, Ann. Leadership can be lonely because the responsibilities of a leader is not the same for someone who's just coming as a participant. So you'll be able to hang around other people who understand the good, the bad, the ugly about leadership. And so it's so exciting for me. So look forward to lots of fellowship, new friends, connections, and what's nice is that you're going to have connections from Maryland, Virginia, and DC, which is great. That's so exciting.
Yeah, we have people actually coming from all over the country, so it's exciting. But you Maryland people, we're so excited. You want to talk about who's going to be there for Maryland?
Yes, we are so thrilled. Not only is the whole Team Machi coming, who serves the state of Maryland, but we're excited that the attorney who serves the state of Maryland is also going to be joining us. Will Estrada from HSLDA is coming. And what's so neat about Will is that, first of all, we were together this past weekend at a trip that we took, and it was so much fun. Will is a barrel of fun. I will tell you, you are not going to have a bad time when you're with Will Estrada. So he's going to be there giving kind of the state of Maryland address, which is so exciting. And he's a homeschool dad. he's a homeschool dad. He's got 2 boys, and so he understands the mission. And so we're thrilled that Will Estrada is going to be joining us. It's
Yeah,
exciting.
we are
Yeah,
too.
so
It is very
exciting.
exciting.
So exciting. And then for the rest of us, we have Darren Jones from HSLDA, who, I feel like his workshop every year is like the most popular one.
He's a rock star for HEAV.
He has the best stories. He
Yeah.
really does. And they're stories that are relevant to what you do and how you do it.
Right.
And he's very encouraging too, which is amazing.
Hey,
Yes.
Anita. Hey, Kareem. Kareem's going to be there too.
Yes. I see all of my friends, Faith, Kareen, Anita, Natalie. It's just going to be so much fun. And Darren Jones, who's in charge of the group services at HSLDA, is just a wealth of information. Like,
Yes.
he really is going to bless you with all of those questions. You know how you just wish you had an attorney? Well, you do. So Darren is going to be there to support you. It's going to be fun.
He has. Go ahead, Sheri.
Yeah, and it's funny we're mentioning all these speakers, but we forgot about our keynote speakers.
Yes. My favorite 2 people.
The reason you're coming.
Yeah.
You love them all so
Will
much.
and Miki Addison are going to be our keynote speakers from Culture Proof.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. They spoke at the Leader Luncheon at convention last year, and they were a hit.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, you got a little taste of them. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, they're so encouraging and they're so convicting and just wonderful speakers, and we're so excited to have them.
Yes.
Thanks to Museum of the Bible, they brought them for us as speakers. And we want to point out that registration this year is probably the lowest price we've had in many, many years. Thanks to our generous sponsors, BJU Press.
Yes.
They brought in extra money, particularly to lower the registration cost for you.
Yes. So
we love BJU Press. They're there every year for us.
And Zan's coming.
Yes, and Tyler
will be there.
For you. She's always very popular. Love her. She's very encouraging and an excellent leader. And then Herzog Foundation is coming, and they helped us to cover a lot of the cost of the food, which is a major cost of events like these. So we love that. And we also we are blessed to have Apologia as a sponsor, Unbound, Excel College,
John Brush,
HSLDA, and of course, Museum of the Bible.
Yes. Yeah, they're our ultimate sponsor when it comes down to it.
And thinking of Museum of the Bible too, don't forget that Museum of the Bible is giving everyone who comes to LeaderLife a discount code for their new theater show, Prince Caspian, for that weekend, for Saturday night. If you want to stay an extra night and come see it, you can get a really good price for a ticket to Prince Caspian. I'm staying. I've already got my ticket. I'm excited to see it.
Or
I was at convention last year and saw the giant mechanical lion, or the horse. Yeah, the horse. It was the horse that was walking around the convention hall. That's Museum of the Bible.
Yeah, they had the lion. I think they had the lion in the booth, and then they had the horse galloping all around. It's crazy.
So awesome.
Chuck Black actually was riding the horse at one point with a sword in the air. Probably shouldn't say that, but it was fun. But the Prince Caspian, if you can't stay, they're still offering great discounts. And maybe you want to bring your family back, or you want to bring your whole support group back and come and see Prince Caspian. I know many of homeschoolers from Virginia, and I'm sure from Maryland too, went to see the boy and a
horse and his boy.
A horse and his boy. A horse and his boy? Yes. The museum told us like they could not believe how many homeschoolers came and loved it. So they've got another great production that's just opened, a week ago or so?
Yeah.
So it's brand new.
Yeah.
So what else?
I have another announcement. I have another announcement.
Oh.
Going back to registration.
Oh, yes.
If you've already registered, check your credit card statement or the card that you use to pay for your registration. If you brought more than one person from your group, you each get a $10 discount. And that has automatically been done. We just went, I think we're processing those tomorrow. So you will see a discount on, or a refund actually, from your registration. And if you also are already registered or want to register and you register more than one person, you also get a 10% discount as a refund.
$10.
Yeah, $10.
Great.
Mm.
And-
I said 10%. I'm sorry, $10, not 10%.
Yeah. $10 is better.
It is. That's actually more.
Yep. And I have to apologize because the board approved this back when they approved the LeaderLife pricing. And I was going through the minutes for another board meeting. Any leaders can relate to this. And going through the minutes, you realize like, oh, I forgot that. And so I had forgotten to tell the registration and to people and to tell Sheri that the board had approved a $10 discount for everyone. If a group of leaders come from one group, they all save $10. So I just discovered this. What's today? I just discovered this last Friday night. So we thought, well, we want to give that to you. We want to encourage you. It's when you bring your co-leaders with you or bring your up and coming leaders with you, you come and you get all fed and excited, and then you try to bring that back. And I know I have a struggle like trying to communicate what I got from a leadership conference. And if you bring your team with you, then everybody gets to experience it. And when you come home, it just like builds everybody's ideas and the excitement for the group and new ways to do things that will help new solutions for problems that you're having. Like you're all there on the same page at the same time. And it's invaluable. There are actually 2 national leadership conferences that we go to. And I always try to bring my team members because it's so much more dynamic and we implement so many things, more things that are learned when we come together as a team and bring that home. So I just want to encourage you, bring your team, and you'll get if you've already registered, you'll get $10 back. You'll get a refund on your card, and your team member will also, who gets to come to LeaderLife at the Museum of the Bible for $69? So if you bring a team member, but that's only until March 5th. That's the deadline. That's the early bird registration. You'll still get $10 after March 5th, but $69, who can beat $69? Yeah. And we're going to feed you. We're not sending you out to get your own food. We're going to have great food at the room. If you did we put the picture online of the room where we're meeting?
I don't think we did.
No, Maureen, in the back, put the picture.
Yeah, show a picture of the room because it's beautiful. It's just gorgeous.
It is.
And then, like I said, like Ann was mentioning before, you walk right out and you're in that big area where it's just all glass and you can see all of DC from there.
Yes, it's beautiful.
It's great. Sheri, can you just talk a little bit about the pre-conference so that people can get an idea of what you'll be doing, what will be happening in the pre-conference?
Absolutely. So we started the pre-conference as a new event added on to LeaderLife 2 years ago, because we had so much information and so many great things for people who are already leading a group. But what about people who are starting a group? We wanted to be able to give a place where people can come and learn what are the things that you need to know about starting a group, and how do you do it. So we started that, and it's been very popular, and we want to bring that back, and we're expanding it even. And so it's two sets of workshops in the morning on Friday before the full conference starts in the afternoon on Friday. So this this is in addition to that, and it is included when you register for the full conference. It is included in your registration, and you can also register for just the pre-conference separately if you're just interested in the information on how to start a group. So we're excited to bring that to you, and we're
And
going
we
to
have surprises.
Yes, we
I'm
do
not
have
gonna tell you,
surprises.
but we have surprises.
We have surprises. It's very exciting. So we're doing that, and that'll be fun. Also, don't forget as you're listening here today, tag your leaders, tag your fellow leaders, tag your if you're a homeschooler listening, tag your leader. And one thing I want to mention: if you are a homeschooler or if you're a leader, even too, being trained in leadership principles and getting encouraged and getting information is such a benefit for your group that it's really important. Make this a line item in your budget for your group to send your leaders. And if you're in a group, tell your leaders that you want them to make this a priority, because if they're stronger leaders, your group is going to be stronger.
That's right. Yeah.
It's
And I want to
great.
say one thing about the group bringing your friends. You know, when you bring the leadership team that's even going to start for the upcoming year, so you can bring the leadership team you have with you now and those who are going to join along for the upcoming year, they are just blown away with all of the pieces, and they're feeling much more comfortable because now they see that there's a system, there's a process to leadership. They've been watching on the outside. So let's not forget, every year I come to Leader Life, I never come alone. I always with someone and lots of people with me. So think now about who maybe are planning to help you. And you know what I love about Leader Life? I love the timing. There's something magical about the month of March because you're landing one plane of leadership and you're starting another, right? So the
Yeah.
homeschool year is ending, but it's starting again. And so it's the perfect time of year. And of course, everyone loves springtime. And I don't know, I think we may even have some cherry blossoms coming out too in Washington, D.C. It's just going to be a wonderful time to be in the city. So I hope you guys are all coming, and we see all you guys posting. If you're watching and you are definitely coming, please say, I'm coming, I'm coming, I'm coming, because we
Yeah.
want to get a feel for who's coming and get all the anticipation of seeing all of our homeschool friends from around the nation.
Megan, you can come with us.
Yeah, where are you? Come
There's
on.
still time to register. Come with us.
Yeah. I love that. Yeah. So you're not
Yeah,
going to be alone.
and watch us tomorrow. We are going to, like I said, we're taking the train up, so we're going to show you what it's like to take the train and then get on the metro and make it over to the museum, and we're going to show you our little adventure. So be watching us next tomorrow, and for our pictures and videos
Yeah.
of us crazy, the four crazy ladies going over to Museum of the Bible.
Yay. Anita's going. Megan, look, is there anybody here who lives near you? You know, come with us. Where are you? Let us know. Yay, Anita's coming. Yay.
Yay.
Oh, Anita, yay.
Yeah, and the thing is that years ago I went to a conference, and it was one of the speakers was Bob Beal he did master planning. I think he's still alive. I don't know. It was a long time ago. But he talked to the homeschoolers. He said, "You homeschoolers," he said, you're so independent and you do everything. Like you teach your kids at home, you bake your own bread, you do everything, at home. He said, "But I'm here to tell you, you do not need to reinvent the wheel for leadership. That the wheel has already been invented." So you don't have to reinvent it. And that's the thing. I know I learned a lot through trial and error, many, many errors through the years. And so the reason I think you're seeing our passion here and encouraging you to come is because we know what a difference it can make in your leadership. And we know that, and you may not think of yourself as a leader, and that's okay. You don't need to. Um, if you have things that you're struggling with and you don't know, there are real answers. Like, we don't have to reinvent the wheel. And I know for us at HEAV, some of the things we're going to be talking about the Leader Life Weekend are things that we learned the hard way like really from chaos and dysfunction, like big dysfunction, to putting in principles that just transform the organization overnight. And I mean, we went like from like this to like, okay. And then when we got these principles, we just went like this. I mean, it transformed, and we've never gone back to that dysfunction that we had. I can honestly say that. Doesn't mean we don't have problems. We have lots of challenges and growth, but we have never gone back, thank God, to where we were once we understood how to have processes and leadership principles.
Yes.
It transformational. So we know the pain that some of you are in, and some of you have it all together. And you know what? We want to hear from you too, because we need more speakers for next year as we're planning. So if you have areas where you feel like you have something that will help, we want to hear from you too, because we would love to talk to you about speaking next year. Whether you're in Maryland or Virginia or South Carolina, Janie Gibson, we try to bring the best teaching and teachers to help you in your leadership.
Yes.
And we just know it can make such a difference.
Yes. And in the state of Maryland, we have lots of umbrellas, church umbrellas, people who are volunteers at their church who help with the oversight in the state of Maryland. And we want you there. So you're
Yes.
a leader too. And so not only there are people who are watching who may have a co-op, a tutorial, a micro school, a pod, or an umbrella. I think all of those areas are leaders. And I love what you said. Maybe you just have a group of friends and you guys meet up at the park and you want more tips. This is where it starts at LeaderLife. So we really hope you'll join us.
Yeah. Yes.
Absolutely. I want to end up with one interesting question. A very interesting question. Go ahead, Ann. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, Megan Hoffman said she's in Louisa.
Oh, yes. Who's in Louisa? Who's near there? Oh, I want to
figure this out, Megan.
I'm going to find you somebody who's going to go with you, Megan. We're going to find you someone.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay. So I have a question for you. I mean, if you are a new leader, or if you have a new leader that you are going to bring up into your leadership team and in your group, what would you tell them? What's the leadership principle that you think is the most important? What would you tell them about leadership?
I love that.
What about you, Lanissa? What do you think?
Well, I love talking about leadership. It's probably one of my favorite topics. And one of the things that I would tell a leader who you're bringing along is, don't go alone. There's so many people who want to show you the way, lead you the way. So, never going alone, building a team. I think that's the biggest thing. And there's always another way to do something. Sometimes you're doing it and you're like, it's just not working. Well, there's always another way, or there's someone who's doing it the way you could do it if you would come and learn how to do it. And so that's why I always love to be gathered around other leaders who come alongside. So just don't do it alone. Come on out, bring a friend, bring someone who didn't know they were going to be a leader, right? And like John Maxwell says, if you're not taking someone with you in your leadership, you're just taking a walk. So that means you start looking around. Say, I'm looking for friends to come with me to the Bible Museum. And then you tell them, hey, oh, by the way, it's a leadership workshop and you too are going to be a leader. So I hope.
Well, Megan, that's what you need to do. We need to get somebody in your group and just say, just come to the Museum of the Bible with me, and then be like, well, yeah, we want you to be our next leader.
Exactly. Now there's a strategy. Well, thank John Maxwell.
Well, you know what? I have to tell you, that is one leadership principle that made me think of one of the leadership principles that I have learned in my time is you can't wait for people to step up into leadership, and you can't just ask a blanket statement of people who wants to step up into leadership. What you have to do is you have to look around you and identify the skills of people around you, and you have to go and you have to say to them, I've noticed you are really good at this, and you would be perfect to be on our team. We need someone like you. Who would not say yes to that?
That's right.
Right? But if they just heard a blanket statement, we need someone to do this, leadership job, people are going to think, oh, that's not me. That's not me. But if you really acknowledge their skills and point out to them where you see they excel, and then say, we can use that. Who's not going to be flattered by that and step up?
Yeah. The way I used to ask people, this is an example of what not to do. I know you're so busy, and I know you are doing this and this and this and that and this, and I even hate to ask you, but you wouldn't want to fill in the blank. Like, you wouldn't want to help with the field trips, would you? No, it's okay. I mean, I know you're busy. That's not the way to ask either. What Sheri said is the perfect way to ask. When you see that person who's always the first to sign up, who's always, what could we go here? Have we thought about having a field trip here? What? And they're bringing you all their ideas. That's the person. Like, I see your enthusiasm for field trips. Like, oh my word, we need you. Will you help us plan out field trips for the group? Why? Like, we see that quality in you, and that's a great way to get team members. And we're going to give you so many other tips about building teams and working with volunteers and getting them, because these are the things that you told us you had the most problem with. Sheri, what were the top three?
Yes, we pulled all of our leaders. Our top 3 topics were building teams. And actually, these are all related to building teams, the 3 topics together. The second topic was volunteers. Like, how do we get volunteers, and how do we help them feel, needed and wanted? And then the third one was leadership anxiety. And all those 3 are so tied together. Yeah, the anxiety book, exactly. All 3 of those are so tied together. Uh-huh. And then we have workshops on our next 3 topics, which are board management, insurance and liability, and financial statements, financial responsibility and statements. Like, how do we make sure that we're filling out all our paperwork correctly, as whether we're a nonprofit or a business or an unincorporated nonprofit, how are we, or club, are we doing things correctly? We don't want to get in trouble. We don't want you to get in trouble either. So we want to make sure you're doing things the right way.
Yeah. So good.
Mm-hmm. Right, Faith. Thank you. Yeah. If you are of influence, you are a leader. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay. What else? The deadline to register for the early bird rate. I mean, if you wake up on Friday morning, March 15th, and you want to come to LeaderLife, just come in and we'll register you. But the deadline to get the early bird pricing is March 5th, midnight on March 5th. Mm-hmm. And if you bring someone from your group, we'll rebate your $10. We'll give you a $10 refund, and they will save $10 on their registration as well.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yes.
Yep.
And right. Our sponsors, yes. I wish I could tell you, but you have no idea how much LeaderLife costs. And because of our sponsors, these organizations are investing in you and in your leadership and in your group. And I mean, they have invested a lot to make LeaderLife happen. And they're all going to be there, and they have incredible surprises and treats for you. But because of our sponsors, we are able to do the LeaderLife the way that we do it. And we want to pamper you. We want you to be refreshed. We want you to network, because there's so much wisdom and experience in a LeaderLife room. And we really hope that you'll make it and invest in yourself. And you'll be glad that you did.
Oh, there's the picture. There's the ballroom.
And you can't really see, but out the doors there, they go out into that windowed, what would you call that whole thing there? It's like a giant greenhouse on top of but it's not a greenhouse. But look at that picture. It's going to be amazing with special tours and special pricing if you want to see Prince Caspian. Will and Miki Addison, that you got a tiny taste of them last year and you love them, and they're back by popular demand.
Mm-hmm.
So we hope that you can make it. Yes, you can bring your husband.
Please
Corey.
do.
Yes, lots of us do, Corey. Lots of us do.
Yes.
My husband won't be able to make it this year for the first time in a long time, but lots of husbands come.
My
Yes.
husband's coming.
I mean, how many of our husbands are leaders
Yes.
with us, right? They may not be in, some of them are in direct leadership, some are not, but they're supporting us as leaders. They're a leader too.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. Your husband is 100% welcome. And if he wants to wander out, the museum's open.
Yeah, exactly.
It'll be great.
Well, sometimes we find a lot of the husbands sitting out somewhere having their own conversation.
They are having their own leader.
Wow.
Oh, wow. It's great.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Sounds great.
And
Love to have it, Corey.
We won't forget you, Megan. We're going to see what we can do.
All right. Thanks everyone for joining us. Again, this video will stay up on here. So tag your leaders if you haven't yet. Tag your leaders of your groups.
Yeah.
And let them know.
High potentials. This is a good opportunity.
There you go. Yeah. Anybody, if you want to start a group, yeah. Get those people, get this information to those people so they can join us. And if you're a leader, consider bringing yourself, bringing your team, bringing your potential future team. Now, March 5th is just the end of the early bird pricing. You can still register up until the day of the conference. So
price goes up.
The price goes up.
Right. Lanissa, do you have anything you want to share with the Maryland leaders?
No, I want to say
you're coming.
I'm excited to be with you guys again. It's going to be exciting. But yes, the Maryland Association of Christian Home Educators welcomes you to the Bible Museum. What a wonderful location. We're pronounced Machi, and we're very, very excited. This is our 35th year of supporting homeschoolers in the state of Maryland. And I will tell you, this type of event, and it being so close to the Maryland soil, is probably a wonderful kickoff to our 35th anniversary year. So thank you for allowing us to join you guys. And I hope everyone, umbrellas, co-ops, tutorials, pods, micro schools, that everybody comes to the Bible Museum. It's going to be great.
Resource centers.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And if you're a Machi member, you save $20. Is it
$20? Yes.
$20. Yes.
So all of our Machi members, you can go right to our website. You're going to get the code to get the $20 discount. There's so many discounts here. This is exciting, right?
Sponsors.
Thank you,
sponsors.
Yes. Sponsors are amazing.
They're always incredibly generous. And this year we call it the Jubilee year because it's been a remarkable year with support from sponsors and the HEAV board. We really want to support Machi as you're reviving and growing. And if you're not a Machi member, you could save $20. How much is your membership?
Our membership is only $45. So
half your membership could be paid for, right?
Yes.
So join Machi, sign up for LeaderLife.
Yes.
Get the code.
Yes.
Virginia. Join HEAV.
Yeah. And we're going to be at your convention. We're excited that Machi's holding a convention this year, right in Greenbelt, Maryland, at the Lancaster Bible. And we're coming to HEAV. So
you'll have a table.
We're excited.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're excited to have you too.
It's exciting.
All right. I think, are we done?
Yeah.
I think so.
All right. Thanks everyone for joining us. We're so glad you came here. Again, share. This video will be up here, and we want your leaders to know about it and share. So we're so happy to have you here. Thanks for joining us. And we hope to see many of you at Museum of the Bible.
Yeah, we can't wait.